But one area that was very contentious is the use of attestation. This was not only challenged before the election day. During the process, Gambia participants, activists, staff, and some other youth groups went to court to challenge it. The EWC observed the process, and we've seen minors registering in high numbers, alleged known Gambians registering in high numbers, and we've seen the disparity from the presidential elections to the parliamentary. And even on election day, when some opposition groups came together to say the election was not free and fair because foreigners were registering foreigners were voting on the day. So having the attestation being issued by alcalos, we know a lot of the alcalos in most of the communities are, let me say, all the alcalos are appointed through a process which is political. From the alcalos issuing attestation to the chiefs issuing attestation, which are also the same line political. So how do we make that process very, very transparent? It's just going by the ID card, the passport, that we know there are controls and checks. But with the use of attestation is one that I am sure we'll have a broader reflection on, as we have done with the diaspora voting. We'll provide another position paper on, and we'll do another follow-up engagement to making sure that if we want possibly at least a sanitized election process with a credible voter list that we'll all be very satisfied with, the issue of attestation should be a thing of the past. If I can just give an example of the elections watch observing in one of our observation days, this is in the town, at Old Johnson Primary School. Every individual that registered from 8 a.m. all the way to 4 p.m. uses attestation.
Yeah.
And this was flat. You cannot tell me just one closest to Banjo, another very closest to Cardiff Immigration Center. No individual has an ID card or a
birth certificate
or a birth certificate. Just one has a health center that issues birth certificate. So the mind cannot take it that you can tell me people in that community where I am from, ironically, from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., all the people that registered, no individual has these three documents. Everybody is to be an attestation. How do we explain that? There is something fundamentally not right. So to get that right, I think the issue of attestation should be another one that we should be making noise about. We should come up with position paper, and definitely it's something that we should look at before the next electoral cycle.
Yes, I think Yankubo have already talked about that. We look, we have advanced as a country, right? We've become more civilized, and we have incorporated new digital registration, especially birth registration system in our country. Not